There comes an emergency and lying in bed. She clearly instructs the strategy to outsmart the Hun invaders. They do succeed following her plan. The captain explains to the emperor that Mulan, despite her fraud, has saved the entire nation of China. In the ultimate display of respect, the emperor bows to Mulan, as do the countless people in the attending crowd. He then offers Mulan a job as his advisor, but Mulan respectfully declines and expresses her wish to return home. The emperor gives her his medallion and Shan, your sword, as gifts to honor the family. Back at home, Mulan's father is overjoyed at the return of his daughter. Mulan returns to her village with 6 fine horses and 6 swords, the gift given by the Emperor of China. Everyone in her village cheers that Mulan is safe and back home. Her dad is really proud of her. So, I would like to conclude in this story, overcoming gender barriers and leading an army in huge challenge for a woman. But Mulan proved that a daughter can also save the country during the crisis. So, dear children, now we are going to move and we are going to enter the lesson line by line. Okay, I have narrated the summary also for you for understanding. So now we are going to see the line by line. This is the classic story of Mulan. Classic, underline, the best. Classic is the best. This is the best story of Mulan. The classic means best. Classical, that means a traditional. Okay, this is the classic story of Mulan, depend on the legends. Legend means myth, myth, myth or fable of Mulan. This is the best story of Mulan based on the legend of Mulan. A legend is a story from long ago that is believed and trusted. Okay, this is believed to be true or mostly true. Okay, so the story is believed by the people it had happened in those days. Okay, many years ago, China was in the middle of a great war. Many years ago, China was in the middle of great war. The emperor said, the emperor said that one man from each Chinese family must leave his family to join in the army. The emperor of the Chinese ordered the people to join in the army. So one of the family members must join in the army without fail. So this is order from emperor. So Mulan is a teenage girl. A teenage girl who lived in a far away village of China. So Mulan is a teenage girl and she is a beautiful girl and lived with his father, and he is living out of far away village of China, and she heard the news when she was outside washing clothes. So when Mulan was washing her clothes, she heard the news from emperor. Okay, so Mulan ran after hearing the news. Mulan ran into her house, and her father was sitting in a chair and curving. Mulan ran into the house. Her father Mulan ran into the house. Her father was sitting in a chair. Curving, underline. Curving means Curving means an act of cutting a shape or pattern into the wood or stone. Curving means an act of cutting a shape, okay, or pattern into wood. Mulan, after hearing the news from the emperor, Mulan ran into the house and her father was sitting in a chair and curving a piece of wood. Father, she said, did you hear what the emperor says each family must do? So Mulan asked her father whether he had heard the news what the emperor said each family had to do for her nation. Her father replied her, yes, said to her old father, I heard about it in town. Okay, when he was in the town, he heard the news before she knew about this matter. Well, I may as well go pack up. So he was ready to pack up everything, and he put down his curving. That means he stopped his work. He stopped his curving because when he was curving his some wood, yeah? And so he stopped his curving and stood up and walked very slowly to his room because he was ready to go to the war. He was ready to join in the army of emperor for the China. Okay, for China. Yes. So immediately, wait, said Mulan. Mulan ordered his father to wait. Father, you have not been well. She says here that her father is unwell. If I may say so, why at your age must you keep up with all those young men? She asked her father, if you go and joined there will be a lot of young men. Then how can you manage them? Okay, fine. So what else can be done? Said her father. So when she asked such a question, her father asked at the same time, what else he could be done? So your brother is a child. At the same time, so she has a brother also. He's a very very little boy, yeah, so he cannot go to the war. So instead of the child, his father, that means Mulan's father, is ready to go to the war. Okay, so he cannot go anywhere at all because he is a child. So of course that is true, said Mulan. Okay, said Mulan. So when his father says like that, Mulan says that of course dad, that was true. Okay, he is too little to go anywhere, but I have an idea. Mulan says that when his father says like that, so she is ready to say another line. She had an idea. She poured her father a cup of tea. When they were talking like that, Mulan poured her father a cup of tea and handed it to him. She gave a cup of coffee. Father, have some tea. Please take your seat. Please sit for a minute. I'll be right back. So while they were talking like this, Mulan gave a cup of tea for her father and she went inside the house. Okay, and she asked her father to sit on a chair and that wait for a moment. She would be back. Okay, she would be back right back immediately. So see the next video.